So, you've either gone through the course or are the kind of person who likes to do things backwards. I am that kind of person, but an important note if you are too. It's impossible to even explain everything that has been learned in this course, let alone condense it into a short clip. And by this I mean that there's much that you will have picked up that was unrelated to the primary purpose for the course, like how not to do things, how to structure your code, good background music for developing, and so on. But more important than that is the tacit knowledge that you and I cannot explain or do not yet even have awareness of. We've all been there. We watch somebody do something and we not an ounce of thought in the time between. When we find ourselves doing it, we realise we're doing it exactly the same way as they did. This is tacit or inexplicit knowledge, and it's actually the most influential form. The other obvious problem with an outro for such a course is that you probably didn't even watch every video, or skipped some entire sections. That said, let's take a quick glance. We set up an environment using Node Version Manager, or NVM, and throughout the course used multiple versions of Node. We built applications several times and integrated Firebase at least twice. We learned how to deploy an Ionic application on Kubernetes using Docker and Nginx. We created notification and auto email features with logic that can be reused for a variety of background processes with minimal maintenance and cost. We looked at several methods of authentication. We looked in depth at 2 ways to do role-based authentication and capabilities, including how to block access to certain routes and gracefully redirect even the most malicious of users. We made a fine-grained theme controller. We learned how to handle live streams of data, whatever their form, be it unpredictable by nature, of multiple data types, hot or cold, ugly or beautiful, simple or complex, large or small. We wrote custom scripts to condense down large commands and energy-zapping time-devouring tasks like build and deploy and compress. Talking of compression, we learned how to compress our application files using the well-known and brilliant gzip and the lesser-known and more brilliant Brotli algorithm. We implemented password reset, show hold functionality, and tooltips for control freaks. We made big features reusable app-wide and project-wide by assigning them their own module. In fact, we made features globally available by learning how to write and install our own npm packages. We fell in love with the story of the Angular component, from its eventful birth and death to all the wonderful in-between events. We crafted ultra-flexible forms. We presented all kinds of data. We wrote our own pipes, HTML elements, and guards. We used local device storage in combination with a remote database and storage facility. We made a profile picture crop and upload feature. We non-invasively monitored the user's authentication status. We built a badass to-do application and published it. We added our own domain names. We learned Angular. We learned Ionic. We learned the fundamentals of web development. We learned how to give our imaginings a place in the world, how to make those dreams come alive, how to go to work on that big idea. We had fun. At times it was hard and boring, laborious, confusing, impossible. But eventually we realised impossible was indeed just a word, one that rarely means what we think it means. And that, given enough patience and effort and creativity, well, we could prove it, and others would see it, and well, things would get better. You took this course because you're trying to do something. You're an autodidact, an entrepreneur, a programmer or math guy new to the web development world. You took this course because you're different. And now, whether from this course you've learned how to do's or how not to do's, technically or otherwise, you're unquestionably more equipped to go and move mountains. Good luck out there. It's people like you that the world needs, that go down in the history books, that progress depends on.